Dripping just like sake. Tell them back about me. All about my cheese, cheddar, mozzarella, broccoli. That mean I be eating. Really catch me tweaking. Know that I be working, baby, even on the weekend.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Diesel, and we're back with another episode of Sake Sundays. Proud to be sponsored by God's favorite jewels and Sake High. Today, we're joined with Jaida Henley. She's a creative, multi-hyphenate, a songwriter and an actor, originally from Atlanta, who's now out here in LA making her way and just recently completed her first national tour. So hats off to that. Tell the people how you feeling.
Wow, what an introduction. That was actually awesome. Thank you. That was really good.
I do what I can.
I'm feeling great. Today we got a momentum going. I just did a mic drop for one of my new songs and headed straight over here. I'm super excited. It's the first podcast of the year. So I am super honored to be here at Sake Sundays.
What was the song? What's it called?
This one's Dove Into the Waters. So I dropped an album on Christmas and it's 13 tracks. And I'm thinking that might be the next single off the album. But it's one of my best friend's favorites, and her kiddos love it. So, I'm like, let me pick something to do a visual for. It's going to be one that I know they're going to watch over and over again. They love it.
Well, you said around Christmas and 13 tracks. Is there a reason why Christmas and 13?
You're good at this. Originally, I wanted to drop my album before the tour. I wasn't done with it. I am an independent artist, so I fund everything myself, including my studio time. I don't engineer myself yet. And I wanted my album to sound very sonically cohesive, so I stuck with one engineer for a majority of the project. And I still had a few more songs that needed to be mastered. They were just the rough drafts. So I had that. I could have dropped them, but I'm like, okay, when I dropped That's On You and Focus, there's such high quality songs, you can't move backwards, So I'm like, all right. Went on this tour and I decided to call it the Dedications Tour because that's the album name. And so I was foreshadowing it like an Easter egg. So I started promoting my album months ago before I even announced that I was dropping an album called Dedications. Kind of like a little reverse marketing tactic. And I didn't get to drop it before tour, so I'm like, all right. But I knew I did not want to wait until 2026. Like, it's gotta be dropped in 2025. And December came around, and I was thinking, all right, I got invited to perform at the Arizona Hip Hop Festival on December 13th. And I told the person who booked me that I would drop a song in honor for their festival. And so I dropped my song Blow Up, which is another single that's on the album. It's the current one. And then I came up with a rollout because everyone's like, you need to do a rollout. You need to do a rollout. And in my head, I'm like, all right, I'm going to do the 13 days of dedications.
Okay.
And that's why I decided to do it on Christmas because there's 13 tracks on the album. I was performing at the 13th annual Arizona Hip Hop Festival on December 13th. And if I dropped on that day, then I could make it work to where there would be a 13-day rollout. So each day I could do a new song. That didn't go the way I wanted to, but I just left the release date as it is because it's like a gift for me to everybody else.
Oh, for sure. I mean, part of this whole creative thing is stuff not going exactly as planned, but still delivering a finished product.
I started this album in November of 2024 and it didn't get dropped until December of 2025. So there's some songs I've been listening to for over a year now that people are hearing for the first time.
It was like, old to me, new to you.
Yeah, and I'm like, I've developed so much since. Like, even going on tour, my vocals developed way more than beforehand. And I can always tell the difference in my music.
Yeah.
So I'll be listening and I'm like, I recorded that one a long time ago. And I'm like, this was my most recent one,
One of my favorite things about listening to old songs is like thinking about where I was.
Oh, yeah.
Either mentally in the process or sometimes literally like, I was in a whole nother state when I was doing, you feel me, the same stuff I'm doing now, and just like remembering the journey.
Uh-huh. it's like a video, like looking back at a video,
Yeah.
you get those reminiscent moments of like before you recorded it and after you
Right,
recorded
right. Oh,
and you just get those flashbacks. It's the same, but it's like an auditorial experience. You're like, huh, like this is who I wrote this about.
Right.
Or like this is where I got the inspiration from. Or
I
I woke
was
up at
sitting
2
in
in
my
the
broken
morning.
down car, like,
Yeah. Like I woke up at 2 in the morning and I couldn't sleep, so I went and recorded in my closet in the dark. Like,
Right.
you know, just random stuff.
moments that nobody would ever imagine
Yeah.
when they hear the song. But
Uh-huh.
all the things that are personal to the artist that is like, wow. It's like documenting your life undercover because only you know it.
Oh, that is true. I just think it's astonishing how writers can take an experience and put it into such a poetic summarization of words.
Yeah.
Like, I shocked myself when I listen to some of my songs. I'm like, because I know what I went through. I know the nights that I had to heal. I know the nights that I experienced the high moments, the low moments. And then the fact that I could encapsulate a majority of this into a 4-minute
Right.
track.
Not even a 10-minute worth of something. It
Right.
gets the point across.
And it paints a picture. I'm a storyteller, so it's like I like to put in details that make people visualize what I'm talking about. And so it's like, wow, you know, like I can't believe I did that.
Well, how long have you been making music?
I have been making music about 4 years now. I started doing photography when I was 16, back in like 2019, for celebrities in Atlanta in the hip hop scene. It was really, really fun, actually. But then I would always get invited to the studio sessions, and I would just watch the engineer and the recording process for hours. Like, I know I'm supposed to be shooting, but I'm like just getting mesmerized. And then I got curious and I wanted to start making music too. And I always grew up liking Taylor Swift. So like the songwriting. Yeah, I know. It's very
It's funny.
surprising, right?
Like, you could possibly, in the right lighting, play a Taylor Swift look.
That's not intentional whatsoever. I don't try to look like
I don't feel like
myself, but
look
yeah.
at you wearing flaming sweats. Like, you feel me?
Oh, yeah, Jada Henley made me. But I do respect her.
T-Swizzle.
Right? Sweetie, okay? Don't mess with her. She's like, she went from singer to a rapper when that T-Pain.
Right? That's
If you know, you know.
You feel me?
I always grew up thinking singing and songwriting went in hand kind of thing because of her. And then I always tried to write my own little songs. I loved High School Musical.
No, I used to watch it. I'm watching.
High School Musical 2 was the one.
I didn't like the second one. But,
Well,
also, I don't think I was necessarily. I was like 13, so I was still in the demographic range. I must say, I don't think I was a targeted demographic.
I think I was like 6 or 7. So
Yeah.
I fell into that demographic.
No, easy.
But so I wrote my first songs when I was 16. Like I wrote little songs. Like I remember I watched The Little Mermaid when I was a little one, and that was actually the first song I ever wrote. My grandfather framed it in his office. It's still there, even though he passed. Like I was like, wow, like he kind of foreshadowed that. Yeah, I wrote my first song when I was 16, but I really got into the studio when I was 18. And I didn't necessarily want to drop anything because people knew me for my celebrity photography. So it's like, I'm not going to try to wear multiple hats. I'm going to be the best at what I'm in. But I still booked a few studio sessions and saw how I felt about it. Then I had a little bit of music in my vault, you know, they had a few songs I made. And so I moved to Los Angeles. I had no friends. I was living in an Airbnb because I had housing and it fell through. So I was in an Airbnb with my dog and I got so bored and, you know, I didn't know anybody. And so I started live streaming on this platform called Bego. And with Bego, I would play my music in the background, just this noise. But the thing with Bego versus TikTok, nobody knew about Bego for real. So I could go on there and I didn't have to be as worried about people I went to school with or people that know me necessarily coming on there and lurking, you know, like, because I don't even have to, yeah, exactly. So I felt safe to like just explore on Bego, and I actually decided to create another brand called Baby Blonde just to see, one, if I could successfully establish another brand, and two, because I wanted to be able to recognize where people knew me from. Like if they were like, oh, Baby Blonde, Bego, like I instantly know how they know me. Whereas it's like, oh, Jada, you can know me for an array of things. That kind of scares me. So yeah, and then someone actually was like, oh, this is you. Yeah, but I'm not sharing it. You know, the music's personal. Like, I'll play it on Bego. That's why you gotta follow me. You know, I used it as a little tactic. Like, if you like my music, you gotta follow me so you can hear it. Someone sent me $100 for an MP3 file, like just to have access to it off of Bego. And I was very confused. But then it gave me the courage to drop my first song. So I dropped my first song, they liked it, and then I dropped my second song, and I decided to learn how to separate myself from sorry, the phone distracted me. I dropped my second song, and I decided to learn how to look at it from more of a business standpoint. Like, okay, if I'm going to pursue music, I need to figure out how to separate myself from the majority. Because a lot of people make music, so how am I really going to figure out how to stand out? So I started doing a lot of research, and I learned about the importance of sales, like purchases versus streams. And, you know, the quickest way to get a team is if you have the money to pay them every month. You got to be generating profits off your music. So I really started to push. I was like, okay, I learned that if you do a pre-order on iTunes, then all of the pre-orders count as the first week of sales. So you could do 3 months of pre-orders and it'll all count as the first week. So if you get enough pre-orders, it'll put you on the iTunes charts. Maybe not for a long time, but that's how people do it. That's how these artists do it. And then they'll sell merch with digital albums. Like, it's such a tactic. It's still smart. So I learned the business aspect of it. And I experimented with Bego because I was very new, but I blew up kind of quickly on there. I love my Bego babies. But yeah, so we ended up charting top 66 in the US on the iTunes pop charts for like an hour. But still, we made it.
Oh, charting, you can still get the, you feel me, plaque, can't you?
I got a plaque.
Yeah.
Yeah, and somehow we charted in Ireland as well, because, you know, Bego's a very international, well, you might not know that, but Bego's a very international, Bego's a very international algorithm. It's really cool. You get to connect with people all around the world.
Bego.
Yeah.
I guess I know more than I thought, but I don't know why.
Everyone's going to start getting the Bew ads after this. Yeah, because we're talking about it, so they're going to, like, end up getting...
Pop up one.
Yeah, you know, your phones are listening. Right?
That's good for you.
You might see my face. I've done a few ads for them. But, yeah, so we charted top 13 on the pop charts in Ireland. And that was how I got my first plaque. So I love acting. And I used to run around my house when I was younger in the living room, and everyone would go to sleep and pretend I was performing. So I was like, all right. I did my first show in 2023. And then I decided, or maybe it was 2024. It was very slow either way, but I was slowly building momentum. Like, oh, give me a chance, let me perform. And then 2025, it just took off. Like, I performed for LA Fashion Week with Affinity Nightlife at the Godfrey. And that was cool because I had actually stayed at the Godfrey when I was trying to find a new apartment. I stayed at the Godfrey for a week, like transitioning. So like, what are the odds? And I have the I love you hand symbol tatted on my arm. And they have a I love you statue outside. So it's like, wow, full circle. I do the show at LA Fashion Week, and I guess it's just such a great turnout that people are like, I want you to perform. And so now I'm performing for these fashion shows at these venues that I'd like performed at maybe once or twice before, but now it's like very frequently. And that's when I started working with Inner Circle. And it was really cool because Chase was like, all right, let's have the models walk while you perform. Like, what? Like a Victoria's Secret fashion show kind of permission vibe? Like, really? And then, yeah, like, it was so spontaneous. Like, 5 minutes before the performance, like, let's spice it up. Let's have the ladies walk while you sing. Okay, like, that's awesome. And then it became a regular because people loved it. Then I'm performing at Warwick, I'm performing at Skybar, I'm performing at the W, I'm performing at Godfrey. I'm like, I can't believe this, because I used to just be happy to even host these shows, promote these shows. And now I'm like a headlining artist. It's just cool. And I started working with this team. I have my eyes on this team. I'm from Atlanta, so I have a lot of connections out there because, like I said, that's where I started. And so I had my eyes on this team who was touring this artist. They're trying to break Mia Snow. Mia's so cool. Shout out to Mia. But I was observing them for about 1.5 years, and then I was like, all right, I want to go on tour and see if this is really what I want to do, because I love performing. But if people are like, oh, acting or music, if you pick one, which one would it be? It's like asking what your favorite child is. You can't answer that. I'm just saying.
No, that's a good one.
But if I had to give one end-all be-all, I want to be a successful touring performing artist. You know, I would love to use my original work and turn it into theatrical experiences, kind of like, you know, the Eras Tour or like Beyonce shows. Or I even think Katy Perry they just get very narrative, like storytelling on stage. And I think that's so beautiful, especially when you write your own work. So that's my goal. So I spent $5,000 to go on a 20-state tour in 3 weeks. Whew! I had 11 weeks to prepare once I decided I committed, and it stressed me out. Like,
Who was the headliner?
It was this artist, Young Nostra, and then me. And then there were like other artists that would book as like a showcase kind of vibe. But we would go around the country and stuff. It was really cool getting to hear other people's music, like each city's sounds. It's so cool. Yeah, I had 11 weeks to prepare for it. I was going through my own personal growth journeys, you know, being out here in LA by myself as a 22-year-old and falling into the wrong environments and stuff, and trying to keep my focus for this tour. And finally I left for tour, and it was like, all right, like, I'm going to survive this thing. Like, we gotta do it. And it was so much fun. I realized that is what I want to do for the rest of my life. Like, it's not just a phase for me. Like, this is where I belong.
What was your favorite thing about it?
I think it was networking across the country and just seeing the different crowds experience my art for the first time. St. Louis, wow. Like, they played my music video in the background on all the TVs in the bar. They added me to their playlist, so even now my song gets shuffled. I was on my first radio station there, and it was really cool. I got to do the, hey, what's up, you guys? It's Jaida Henley, and you're listening to That's On You. Like, it was such a cool moment. And they were so creative. Like, there was rappers playing the piano and freestyling, like, while they're playing the piano. It was just so intricate for a showcase.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, and the music scene and their art, clothing brands, it was just wow. Denver was a vibe. Nostra and I had gone out the day before just to have fun because we got there a little bit early, and I was recruiting, like, come to the show. People actually came to the show. It was so nice. Like, wow, like, you showed, I don't even know you. You don't even know me, but you showed up. Like, wow, I did something right.
I mean, being on tour is already doing something, right?
Yeah. And they pulled out the flashlights. They gave me a flashlight moment. It wasn't just 2-3 people. It was the whole crowd. And then it was at the Hangover venue. They had me sign one of my shirts that I had made for the tour and hung it up. So I have a shirt hanging in Denver. Phoenix is lit. The music scene they love their music down there. It's such a great experience. I had my birthday show there. I ended up getting booked another show, so performed twice, and then ended up getting asked to go back for the Arizona Hip Hop Festival. So, you know, I performed at one. That was my second festival last year. So that was, like, really cool. Yeah, and then Texas, like the three cities, the three major ones, Austin, Dallas, Houston. Yeah, I think it was just seeing that different people's reactions in different environments, like watching Detroit react to my art for the first time versus Vegas versus we didn't have a show in Cleveland, but doing the media days and stuff. Chicago was fun. Yeah. I love traveling, and I got to go live during all of it as a live streamer, and they loved experiencing my life with me. So that was fun.
Had to be good for just growing to Bego.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And people actually I had some fans drive to come see me.
That's dope.
Someone drove 4 hours to come see me. And then my cousin, I hadn't seen her since we were like 4. She drove 4 hours to come see me in Houston. And then our car battery died. What are the odds the car battery dies while I'm in Houston, where my cousin's at, out of all the states we could have been to? So she came back and helped us, like, jump the car off and then took us to get food.
I was going to say, that just means you guys needed to spend more time together.
But guess what? I got to pull the Houston, we have a problem. Houston.
That's funny.
So I fell in love with it, honestly. And my goal this year is to tour internationally. I want to go internationally. Ideally, I would love to perform. This isn't the international part, but Honolulu, I want to perform there. Toronto, I have a lot of demand in Toronto. UK, Paris, Italy, and speaking it, Australia. I don't know how my music has gotten to Australia. I think it's Bego. They listen to my music more than the US did, and I went on a 20-state tour.
Oh, sometimes you break somewhere else before you do.
Yeah, like the Australian Aussies, they love me. I love them too, yeah. Huh?
It's because you look like one of them.
Oh, shit. I don't know how to do Australian accent.
It's actually, I don't know.
Oh.
It doesn't matter.
All I know is I can give you a good Southern accent because I am a Georgia peach.
Georgia Belle.
Georgia Belle. You're making new words over here.
Oh, you have moved out here when you were 20. What was the first thing that made you realize, like, this is real now?
I put my apartment in Atlanta on Airbnb. I was making great money. Had a co-host, and he was taking care of it. I'm like, all right, I don't want to get another lease in Atlanta. I was already coming out here every week for Content Tuesdays with Selfie Pop at the time, because I was one of Selfie Pop's girls. If you know about Selfie Pop.
Selfie Pop. What is that?
It was a startup content house. It was kind of like a competition with Patreon, and they would teach you how to basically monetize off your niche. So at the time I came out here doing financial literacy. So I was learning how to make e-courses and create like ebooks and, structures to be able to like sell an online product. So I got invited to stay out here for a week for free at the old Hype House, the old FaZe Clan house. So that was lit. And I don't really know either, but that's like, if they know, then they'll know. But yeah, so I got to stay out here, and it was basically like stepping into my Pinterest dream board. I mean, everything was perfect. Elevator in the house, gym in the house, private chefs. We had the limo taking us out to girls' nights, getting comp dinners. We had masseuses come over. We had photographers come down in. There's a production room. There's Content Tuesdays where you had to have over 100K followers on TikTok to even get in. And everyone's networking. There's vendors coming. There's bringing reptiles. There's people swallowing fire. Like, just all Pennywise. Like, all the little Halloween characters that are on Instagram. All of them were there. Like, it was cool. And someone told me, they were like, yeah, we meet all these cool people, but we see them for a week and we never see them again. Mind you, I was a photographer, and I'm a female photographer at that. You guys need me to be your in-house photographer. And I'm already one of the influencers that y'all invited to be the ambassadors for this thing. Like, it's a no-brainer. Just let me live here for free, and I'll do all the photography, and I'll promote. And I was having everyone in Atlanta started to know what Selfie Pop was after a week. So that's how much I promote. So I was like, all right, I'm approved to them. And tickets were only like $50. So I would fly out here every week for the Content Tuesdays because I knew I could go. And they started to see me more and more, and then I started getting booked. I never ended up becoming the house photographer because the house didn't last that much longer after that. But yeah, I have connections, and it started to feel like as if I was going out in Atlanta and like, oh, I've got mutuals with you. I've got mutuals with you. Excuse me. I developed familiarity with LA. So now I put my apartment on Airbnb in Atlanta, and I didn't want to, like, I realized I had nowhere to go, and I was a 70-pound pit bull. So I was like, all right, me and my baby. It kind of limited my options because not everyone wants a pit bull at their house. Either they have kids, or they have animals, or they have cats, or restrictions on their apartments or something, or just don't want dogs in their house. So I packed everything up, put a futon, bought a $75 futon, and put it in the back of my minivan at the time, and trekked it. I mean, I was going to take...
How far is that drive?
36 hours.
All right.
Yeah, it was fun. I felt really free because I was like, I have nowhere to be right now. Like, I'm just traveling, just driving. Like, I could stop driving if I want to. I could keep driving if I want to. I could detour if I want to. Like, literally.
Did you?
No, because my catalytic converter, like, it went out when I was in the desert because I wanted to go to the Grand Canyon. And I also was going to go visit my cousin, and I seen in Houston. I was going to drive to Corpus Christi and see her. But no, I'm glad I did not because I didn't want to risk, extra risk. I'm already off the road. So I ended up getting to LA in 3 days, and I get a phone call, and it's my leasing office, and they're like, I'm vlogging all of this, by the way. So we just became aware that there's an Airbnb in your unit, and someone threw a party, and they're smoking in the hallway, and your neighbor has oxygen tanks. You can either get an eviction. I was a Georgia real estate agent at the time. You can either get an eviction or give us a 30-day move-out notice as soon as possible, and they have to be out by 9 p.m. or we'll have the police escort them out.
What time was it?
I think it was like 6 p.m. So they were giving me 3 hours.
It's decent, but if you're not there,
yeah, I'm 3 hours behind now too. So I'm in a whole different time zone. I'm calling my business partner that's in Georgia still, like, yo, like bawling my eyes out, because my income, my apartment, everything. Now I just drove 36 hours with my car and my pit bull that I can't fly with. That's when it became real. Now they took my income. I got to fly back to Georgia to move everything out of this apartment, and I can't even live there. I'm banned from that like complex for life, which sucks because like that was my favorite one that I've ever lived at. But yeah, like it's like, okay, well, my catalytic converter light, my engine light came on because my catalytic converter went out. And I'm 36 hours across the country with this dog in this car. And now I don't even have a home to go back to. Like, that's when it became real.
What was your first move after that?
So I originally thought that I was going to be coming out here doing atmosphere modeling, which is where models can get something for free in exchange for going to the club a certain amount of days of the week. Because that's how they, pretty girls, everyone wants to go where pretty girls are. So these promoters get a bunch of girls to go for free, and then they bring in a whole bunch of extra people because of the girls. So there was this structure from somebody I met at Selfie Pop where you could live in the apartments for free. You just had to go to the club 3 days a week. And if you didn't, then you got charged because you're not living there for free, you're working. But it was really simple. All you had to do was just go to the club. Now, mind you, people got burnt out really quick, all that stuff. Obviously, it's still a job for them.
I think at the club, so if you go to the club, you can drink.
Yeah, and then drinking problems and everything.
3 nights a week.
Yeah.
And you're already going out on the weekend.
Yeah.
5 nights a week.
I know I had some people, like some of the girls that were living there, they were posting about how much it mentally affected them being there. And then they're 2 to a room, so it's roommates. But, I was like free rent in LA. And
I hear about that.
Free rent in LA, I can figure it out because I just went from Selfie Pop to like this big old mansion to potentially living for free. And had my apartment in Atlanta. So I was like, okay, I'll be by coastal, like Freeman, LA, making Airbnb money. I'll go back, stay at my own Airbnb whenever I want. I got scammed. Like, they finessed me, and then they would be like, oh, you want to come stay here for a week? Want to come stay here for a few days? I'm like, it feels like a smack in the face. Like, it's literally like, wow. So I looked on Facebook Marketplace to sublease at the time because I didn't have a job out here, and I just lost my Airbnb. So like, I gotta prove I can afford it somehow, you know. So I had signed and put down a move-in deposit and everything for this sublease in downtown LA, and then unfortunately, my grandfather passed away during this time. I stayed in my car for, once I got scammed, I lived in my car for.
Oh, so you put the money down on the lease and it wasn't real?
No, I didn't get scammed with this person. I got scammed with the atmosphere modeling because they told me I could move in, and once I got out here, they ghosted me.
Oh, they didn't say anything?
They ghosted me. Like, they stood me up. Like, I literally packed up with the intention I was going to have somewhere to go, and came out here and had nowhere to go. And so I was like, all right, let me find a sublease. I put the money down. The person was going to leave in a few weeks to go to Ukraine, and they wanted to sublease it while they were going to be out of the country. My grandfather passed away, and I had to go back to Atlanta for his funeral, but as well as to move out the apartment. Yeah, I had to move everything out. So now I had to find an Airbnb so that way my dog's not in the car. I moved back here in April, so it's starting to get hotter. So we can't stay in the car. I can't go to job interviews and leave him in my car in the LA sun. So now I'm like, all right, I got to dip into my savings and get an Airbnb for him. And I asked someone that I knew at the time to stay at the Airbnb and watch him for me while I went to Atlanta and handled my business, moved out of my apartment, and attended my grandfather's funeral. I was ready to come back to LA, and I remember my flight was the next day. I was in Atlanta with my grandma, and my flight was the next day. And I get a phone call, hey, my visa got pushed, so I'm sorry, but I can't be homeless. Here's your money back. So thankfully, he gave me my money back, but now I had to fly back to LA again with nowhere to go.
Having money, though, it makes it a little bit easier because you could still make a decision.
Yeah, I had a savings, thankfully. I moved back here with a little bit of savings because I had been in a really bad car accident that I almost didn't make it from. And so I got in a little bit of a settlement at one point, and I used it smartly, you know. So I had a little bit of savings, thank God. And my Airbnb money, you know, that I had made, because we made a lot of money in a short amount of time. That's a good endeavor. That was a great time. But so at that point, I'm staying at this Airbnb, and that's where I discovered Bego. Because now I'm like, I'm losing everything. I'm in a new area, confused. I don't know if I'm supposed to be here. Did I just mess up my life, moving too fast? Like, what do I do now? So I really started going on Bego to like just distract myself and like build a community, and like I would do my makeup and listen to the music, and boom, like now I'm dropping music because of them. And I was applying for any job that I could get. I mean, I would have been fine with anything. Like, literally, I was telling people I would have served Subway sandwiches. Like, I would have done anything. Mind you, I have banking experience. Like, I used to work at Chase Bank in Atlanta. So, and fine dine serving. So, I get a call from a staffing agency. I didn't even realize I applied for it. But they staff for banks.
How serendipitous.
And all of a sudden, mind you, I'm an actress as well. All of a sudden, they say, yeah, we're hiring for this bank called First Entertainment Credit Union. And
First Entertainment?
Yeah.
Is this an entertainment company?
Yeah. So their goal as a bank was to be the best bank for people in the entertainment industry. So people who do productions, the set builders, prop builders, sound people, all the people behind the scenes that get paid on these different projects and don't have a consistent W-2. Yeah, like they know how to do the loans, get you approved for stuff if your pay stubs are like crazy and all your 1099s. And they asked me, do you want to work at the Paramount movie lot or the Warner Brothers movie lot?
Both.
Honestly, I'm in the process of relocating, so wherever you put me is where I'll go. And they put me at Paramount, so I ended up in Hollywood. That's its own experience itself. I think moving to Hollywood is definitely a you're not from here move. Everyone who's from LA is like,
Doesn't
why would
move
you
out there.
move to LA?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it kind of tells a lot about yourself once you say you live in Hollywood. Like, oh, okay, like I kind of assume like you're either not from here or you're
from LA who live in Hollywood.
it's very local to all of like if you're in the industry like I am with acting and music, it's so close to everything.
I feel like there's more people who are actually in the entertainment industry who live out there. But I meet people from California who live in Hollywood. But if most people know, don't choose.
It's probably like a Silver Lake or like a different.
You feel me? Right outside.
I moved here on the. I ended up picking a spot, Hollywood Boulevard, right next to the Pantages Theater, on top of the Funko, and that was an event within itself. I've never had a crackhead try to fight my dog until I lived
for
on
real
Boulevard. I mean, like,
are there crackheads? There's crackheads in Atlanta.
Yeah, but like, I mean, I used to live across the street from Vine and Hollywood Station. So these people would just get off the station, like, geeked out of their minds. And I'm over here just trying to walk my dog. And most times, he made me feel safe because he's big. He's intimidating. He's intimidating. But, like, it's certain substances I learned that people don't care. They're like,
they're not registered. I'm right back at the dog.
Yeah, and that's something square up on my dog, trying to fight my dog, and my dog is like, I'm like, oh my god, like I just want to walk him in peace. So that was crazy too, like having to walk my dog at least 3 times a day on the stars. Oh my god.
I could notice that, especially late at night.
Yeah, it was crazy. But honestly, I say it took me like 2 years to get used to LA, and then now I'm like, this is my home. The fires really made me open my eyes and be like, this is my community. These are my neighbors. This is where I'm at. I'm not just here temporarily anymore. Like, not just using LA for my benefits. Like, this is my home. This is like my community. I want to be there for my community. So yeah, I haven't thought about going back to Atlanta since in that aspect. I would love to purchase a home in Atlanta, but you know, I like to do real estate investing, not necessarily to like have a retirement right now. Like we're to like go back to Atlanta for that. But yes.
Well, looking back now, what would you say independence cost you?
What do you mean?
It's like, what was the cost of getting your independence?
Like coming to LA?
Yeah.
Oh, it cost me everything. It literally cost me my entire identity. Like, I mean, I still hold on to my Southern aspects because that will never change about me. You know, I'm still a girl raised in the South, and I'll still go back to Atlanta at least every other month. So that way I'm familiar. I'm never going to forget where I came from because I'm always there. But it's LA is, I mean, they really say if you can survive LA, you can survive anywhere. Like, I've never gone out, and this can happen anywhere, but I've never gone outside before to no rims and tire, like no wheel and tire on my car just sitting on a cement block right in front of my own apartment. Like,
did that actually happen to you?
Yeah, I came outside to go to the gym, and my car was sitting on a cedar block.
Yeah, no, I've never actually had it happen, but yeah, I've heard stories.
And it was right in front of my window. So I'm like,
the smooth criminals.
Right. And so
I got my car stolen, so I know how that feels.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that.
It's cool. Before I moved out here, I met someone from, where was he from? I think he's from LA. But he was just telling a story about how he had got his car stolen. And we were in another state. And I was just like, oh, damn. But he was like, bro, it happened to everybody. Literally everybody with a car, at some point in time, you're either getting your car stolen or broken into or
something.
And I was like, all right. And so
like, it was crazy because it was literally the day I got my tires fixed because I had to Uber to Paramount, go to this big tire rim spot because I have AMG rims. I didn't realize I was supposed to have lug nut locks or whatever. I didn't know. It's like my first nice car. I didn't know. And yeah, I learned the hard way pretty. And it was crazy because it was literally right when we had to evacuate from the fires.
Oh, you got no way to get out.
Exactly. I'm like, you know, like, oh my God, like, how heartless can you be? And then I had a trip to Hawaii planned that next week, and it's like, you guys just don't want me to have a good time, do you? Like, I had to spend $2,000 just on 2 sets.
Yeah, that hurt it.
And the only reason they couldn't get the other half is because I parked it too close, and there was a tree right there. But I couldn't tow it. I couldn't tow my car because it was only the driver side that was missing, the front and the back of the driver's side, so I couldn't tow it. It was crazy. Thank God my landlord's boyfriend did everything. Like, he changed his tire, he put it on for me. Like, I had to go mount them. I Ubered and mounted them at Firestone or something, and then my landlord's boyfriend put them on my car because we couldn't move it. And then, mind you, on the street that I was on, there's street sweeping every Monday from 10 to 1, and I'm like, dude, they're going to come tow my car or something.
Get towed for street sweeping?
No, but it's sitting there with no wheels, no tires for at least 4 days. I guess they couldn't tow it, really. Now that I think about it, they wouldn't have been able to without damaging it really bad. Because I couldn't even tow it when I wanted to.
Were you in an apartment?
Yeah, that's where I was, yeah.
I don't know how to make the decision on what to tell and what not to.
Yeah.
But thankfully you got it fixed.
But I mean, LA has been amazing. Like, I've been on yachts. I'm like, you know, I love LA. You go to the beach, you can go snowboarding, you go to sand dunes, you could go to the forest, you know, you go to the city, all within like an hour and a half.
Yeah, nah, that is dope.
It's so fun. We used to have to plan full-on vacations to go to the beach in Georgia. Because there's no beach around us unless you go to Savannah and it's all seashells. That hurts. Yeah. Like, come on now. You gotta go to Florida. So, that was my LA story. Like I said, I feel like it finally took me going through all of that and having to recoup from the fires. I'm over here volunteering. I'm an empath. I'm over here crying for these people, you know, putting myself in their shoes, trying to like organize clothes and like do the donation bags. I did some donation work at the charity work at the Dream Center. And yeah, that's when I was like, this is my home now. Then I lost my tires, rims, and I was like, all right, I finally feel like I'm figuring this whole LA thing out. Like, it's not gonna catch me by surprise no more. And now I've seen a lot of stuff. I've seen a lot of stuff out here. You think like I was in the military if I shared all my stories with you because it's wicked out here in the West. But you know, we're all out here. It's okay. Just move with common sense and don't do nothing too crazy. You'll be all right.
What mindset shift do you think helped you overcome all the obstacles you faced?
I realized I had my best friend passed away from cancer when I was 16, and we were very close. He found out he had cancer the day we went to prom, and he still went to prom because he didn't want to let me down and cancel on me. And then when he was on life support, I was the only person who was allowed to see him weak because he didn't want people to see him in that state. And when he passed away, it made me like have a abandonment wound without realizing because my friend got taken from me at such a young age and I didn't understand. But then I realized living out here that I had a codependency. Like I had an attachment issue. Like I codepended on people because I was so used to like that abandonment experience that I would naturally become codependent. And that's one of the reasons I stayed in LA even when I was thinking about moving back, because usually when I would think about moving back, I would think about like, oh, it's for the support, you know, but I'm still able to go visit my family, thankfully. But it was like something in my heart just wouldn't let me move back. I mean, mind you, I do have to figure out how to get a 70-pound dog across the country if I want to move back.
Why would a dog have 70 pounds?
Not a pit bull. He's a restricted breed, and it's not good for their noses because they're like they kind of have this snub nose, so it can constrict their airways. If I flew private, I'm sure I could figure it out. I'm not flown private. So commercially, it's very difficult. It's very, very difficult to. And so, yeah, like I always had to make extra amount of effort if I wanted to move back. And it was always just something that was like, no, you can't run. Like you can't just run back home because it's hard or because someone hurt your feelings or because you think that it would be easier back home. Like you can always go back home. You can always go back home, you know? And then like now I'm just like, if people are like, oh, come back to Atlanta. I'm like, don't tell me that. Like, I'll come back when I'm ready, but like I'm fine where I'm at now. You know, I'm not half in, half out. I'm present now.
So the shift was deciding to stop thinking about going back or to become grounded where you were?
The shift happened when I watched my community's houses burn down. And I felt for them.
Yeah.
You know, these people are from LA. Like, it made me feel selfish. Like, how can I just come here and watch people lose everything and then turn my nose at it?
And say, I'm going home.
And say I'm going home.
But this is where I live.
But this is where I pursued to be for a year and a half. That's very greedy.
Yeah.
It's very selfish. And that's what a lot of people do out here. You know, they come out here for the benefits and then they leave as soon as it's dry for them.
Yeah.
But when I saw my neighbors suffering, I was like, no, there's got to be some way I could do, like I can help, you know. And that's when I started volunteering and I started meeting church families and talking to people from Altadena, and like I did a little tiny like documentary video scene out there. I haven't released it because I got bombed. It ended up peacefully, like it ended off peacefully, but originally when they saw like cameras and stuff, like they thought, because there was some YouTubers that were out there personalizing the situation to themselves, even though they had nothing, they weren't affected, but they were acting like their house got burned down for them. It's so sick.
Interesting.
It was so sick. And so, you know, I had to explain to them, like, I'm only here to like help bring awareness and do the GoFundMe link and everything for this family that I was working with. But that's honestly what made me embrace LA and like, you know what? I'm not just here for a benefit to leave. Like, this city has been so great for me and so kind to me and opened up so many opportunities, and I have such amazing people in my life out here. You know, it became home. It's like I'm not gonna just take advantage and not show the respect and the same love back. And that's when I was like, I'm here, you know, I'm here. Like, it's home now. These are my neighbors. This is my community.
So as a creative, what's a lesson or what's a financial lesson you think that all creatives need to learn early on?
You have to pay to play sometimes. Like, I wish I could sit here and tell you that people are gonna sit here and pour into you. But even then, you want to be careful because the industry wants people they can use.
They want something back.
That too, but usually they see something that you don't, and they're going to try to get the maximum benefit out of you and use you and control you and abuse their privileges in your life. And then that's how you get stuck in 360 contracts. That's how you can't let people give you shiny object syndrome in that sense. What was the question?
What biggest lesson or biggest financial lesson that you would wish creatives would learn early on? And you said sometimes you have to pay to play.
Yeah.
Which is something I feel like most people don't think is a thing. They think if I'm good enough or if I have the right connections or if I have enough clout, where it's like, no, bro, Wiz Khalifa still has to pay a $200,000 marketing
budget. I'm a pretty girl.
For one song. Like,
I could sit here and turn my nose up at people, you know, like, when I paid for that, or like I could just,
a lot of people do that.
Yeah, but it's like also at the same time, nobody's gonna push you the way you push yourself. And honestly, me being so willing to invest in myself for my tour is what
made other people interested.
Yeah, and it's what got me so much respect.
I was gonna say they respect the grind, they respect the hustle, and if you're willing to come out of your pocket, that means you see a benefit.
You're investing in yourself, and I mean, if you're not gonna invest in yourself, how do you expect other people to? Yeah, I mean, if your music's not generating, as we were talking about in the beginning, learning how to pay a team, the quickest way to get a team is to generate money, because then you can help pay their bills. They're willing to work with you. But if you're not generating no money off your music, how do you expect people to eat? How do you expect people to pay their families? They're going to go they're going to go look for somebody who's already establishing themselves more or already figuring out a model that works for them. And some people get lucky and blow up on social media, and then you got people knocking at your door because now they realize you have potential.
But even then, that's already showing proof because they understand the logistics of the numbers. So if there's this many viewers, then we could monetize even 10% of that. We could make some money, and you know, it's still not going off of nothing. And I think what it is people feel like if you're not willing to do as much as me, you don't think that I'm worth it. And they look at this lack of support as a lack of like viability or lack of talent. You can make the dopest song in the world.
Yeah, but if you don't have a business structure behind it,
nobody can help you unless they built the business themselves, and no one wants to build your business for you.
You can't grow what you don't track.
Yeah, that part too.
Like you literally can't scale something you're not paying attention to. Like, so you have.
That's actually something that I don't remember. I heard that exact thing. If you're not watching it, you don't know. Or people, but I'll do it later. Or like I'll improve this along the way.
Longer.
But it's like, are you looking at it? Did you look at what you did yesterday versus today? Because if you're not comparing and tracking it, you don't know what even changed or if anything changed until so much time has passed. It's like if you're not tracking it, you're not changing it.
And also, you're gonna waste so much time waiting for people to believe in you. Like, if I waited for someone to put me on my first tour for free, I would have never toured this year. I would have never had that under my belt. I would have never been invited back to Arizona aside from the tour to go perform at a festival because the people who watched me at my tour liked me so much they wanted me to perform for their festival or wanted to perform for the festival in New York. I never would have done that if I wouldn't have. You can, like how you said, it's nice to be able to have a financial cushion, to be able to make decisions and execute things in a more structured manner. And if you don't have that, you got to figure out how to have an income. Like, literally, if you can't pay to play, then you need to focus on. There's the creative side of things, and there's a time and a place for everything. If you're not in a pay to play, then you need to be building your catalog. You need to be building your skills, learning.
I was about to say, building your skills.
Yeah,
because
building your skills.
If you can't pay somebody to do it, then you need to be getting better at whatever the end product is.
Exactly.
It's like, whether you want to start a wine company, whether you want to become an artist, when the person who wants to start a wine brand starts, they got to at least figure out what fruits they want to use or what flavors they want it to taste like, which means they have to do some type of research. Or if you want to start recording your own music, figure out what mic you should get. Figure out how to start treating your room. Like, these small steps that you can take to start putting you in the right direction. Or just figuring out, like, she just mentioned the 360 deal. If you're a recording artist and you want to be on, you should know what a 360 deal is because, like she said, you can sign one and it's not the best thing for you.
Yeah.
Or you can sign one and it's exactly what you needed personally. But if you don't have any information, you're not even going to be able to put yourself in the position to make the decision. And
if you don't even know what a 360 is, then you're not studying the business aspect of it more. And the way that I say that you can introduce yourself to that is by listening to podcasts of business music executives, listen to artists, I listen to a lot of Russ and Young Dolph because they're both independent artists that
R.I.P. Dolph. Yeah,
that were very successful. But then I'll listen to Key Glock.
And this is one thing though, saying Dolph and saying Russ in the same for success, we cannot do that. Because if you know who Dolph is, I understand. But the financial funding is completely different. You feel me? Dolph was a trap star. My nigga got bread. You feel me? The independent funding is completely different than for Russ. Russ was literally boots on the ground for 10 years, going around place to place, doing tours, meeting people, shaking hands. So it was literally grassroots and personal pockets versus dope money. Not looking down on it. Money is bread, it's spend. I fuck with Dolph. But talking to people and telling them to compare these two artists you get, you feel me?
It
The
gets
thought
confusing
process.
for them, yeah.
Yeah, because it was like Dolph did it. Nigga, Dolph was a millionaire before music.
That is true.
You feel me? It's a whole different conversation.
Yeah, like Lil Baby, he had money before
He was making bread, and so when he says pay to play, niggas was able to pay to play. But even with Dolph, do you know like Dolph come up?
Yeah, I've done it. I've researched it, but like I guess me saying that is more so saying like they both had to figure out a way to pay to play. So it's okay. Like you guys, I don't make a lot of music. I don't make a lot of money off my music yet. Like it's not going to happen overnight. I promise. Well, I hope it happens overnight for you, but you guys, I've told you I've been making music for a long time now, so it's okay. I'm not saying go make dope money, but I am saying it's okay if you have to work in a field unrelated to your passion sometimes, just to be able to pay to play. Like, don't think that you have to make all your money in music or you're not successful. You can go out and make it in another avenue and then invest that into yourself. But yeah, I agree. I actually did get to talk to Rice when I was in his music video in Atlanta, and I asked him, I was like I spent like over $5,000 on my first tour, and he looked at me, girl, that's gonna be normal. Like, yeah. He's like, I spent a hell of money on my first tours before I actually had a return on investment. That made me feel so good. Like, wow, because I listened to the podcast and then I got to ask him a question. I'm like, I feel insecure about this. Like, did I just put myself
make a dumb decision?
Yeah, like, should I have just waited? Like, should I have waited for someone to come and put me on a tour for free? No, I can't do that.
His answer would have been, no, you shouldn't have waited.
Yeah, you got to seize the moment because I don't know what position I'll be in next year. But I knew where I was last year and I knew how I felt, and I took that momentum and I ran with it. You just got to take the momentum and run with it sometimes because it's not going to stick around forever. Now that I've done my first tour, I could confidently say that, yeah, I want to go on the road again. I'm ready to tour internationally. I can do a very high intense tour in a short amount of time. We literally had a show in Denver at 6 p.m. and then a show in Phoenix the next day at 6 p.m. 18-hour drive. Where did we sleep? Where did we go clean up? Where did we have time to go to Airbnb? You think we're going to drive 18 hours straight, not need gas, not need food, not need to stop at the restroom? People don't want to smoke for a second? I documented all of this. I have a documentary coming out from my tour. I literally had to put my suitcase in the parking lot ground and pick out my clothes and go do my makeup in the bathroom at the venue. Like, that's how intense the tour was, but I loved it, and I only want to scale. So yeah, you guys, like, I wouldn't have known that if I wouldn't have paid to play. I'm grateful for my Bego fans because I did have some people try and support here and there and help me. So take the load off a little bit. But yeah, it's like, that's one of the biggest lessons that I would say if you're out in LA and you're not trying to just work a normal job. I worked at the bank for 1.5 years to get stability. Had built up my savings and then got enough independent gigs and scaled enough of my live stream before I quit my 9-to-5 out here. Now I've worked for myself for over 1 year. So, but it didn't happen overnight. I literally had to bite the bullet for 15 months and work somewhere I hated. Like, not that I hated it, but it was like, I'm stuck on Paramount during a strike, so there's not even anything happening. And they can't come to the bank unless they have badge access. So I'm maybe seeing 2 people a day in an 8-hour shift, and I'm getting in trouble for being on their phone.
For real?
Now I can't even write in a journal. They took
write in a journal?
Nope, and it was just me and...
What are you supposed to be doing?
Exactly.
You should sit there?
Stare at the computer screen.
Could you go on the computer?
Yeah, but there was cameras all the time.
And then what you did. Yeah,
so I had to be doing like spreadsheets and cold calls and everything all day, every day. And then it got to the point where they were hiring for this job position that was a lead from what I was at. And I was told in 6 months I would be promoted to that. Our lead left. Now the position's open. I think I'm about to step into it. No brainer, right? I'm sort of told that. they gave the position to somebody else and had me train a new person who was a lead that made more than you.
That's weak.
And then it wasn't in my job description to do auto loans or credit cards. I mean, it was mine to get the application put in, but it wasn't mine to process them. Like, that was the lead's job. They were so adamant about me learning how to do these card loans, and I did not want to because there's so many papers with the DMV, and I'm like, you guys just denied me the position that's supposed to pay me for doing this.
Did you have to tell them that?
Yes. And it got to the point where when I realized that it just got such a bad taste in my mouth. I didn't want to go to work. I would wake up so frustrated every day. And then I would get jealous because I'm like, these people are at all these events. I can't go to any castings. I can't go to any of my events. I'm losing my connections. I can't go to these award shows because they're all happening from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. And I work 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. It's a bank. There's no other options. So I'm getting a really resentful feeling. And then it just got to the point where I was like, you know what? Like, I'm going to take this leap of faith for myself. And I had Bego. I would go live every day on my lunch break. From the start I went on my break to end. Just so I'd be consistent, you know? And, yeah.
Well, that is one thing, is like finding a balance and trying to stay positive about the work that you have to do, but missing all of the other stuff that's going on. And you're like, all right, well, I need to do these castings. I need to do these auditions. I need to do these open mics. It's like, but I also need to keep my income coming, which I feel like is anxiety that a lot of people don't feel because they're not creatives. So their job is everything outside of their leisure activity.
Yeah.
And so like, you being upset because you can't go sing sounds dumb. Right? You can go sing on Saturday, but that's not the open mic.
But they don't have them on Saturdays.
That's the karaoke. I don't want to fucking go do karaoke. Like,
I got invited to work on set with Grey's Anatomy on Thursday. They're not filming on Saturday.
Right.
I need to be off on, or like the
people are like,
Grammys are on this day. I need off on this day. Like,
don't you need your job? You're like, the job.
Or it'd be like a random pop-up, like say like a Skims pop-up or something, and they're giving away free Skims and like having the little Skims pancakes, and it's an influencer only event at this nice mansion, and it's 2 p.m. and I'm stuck at this freaking bank.
Yeah. Like you said, you start to resent.
Yeah, you start to get just like, I can't do this anymore. And then they're telling me I can't use my phone. I can't use my notebooks. Mind you, I ended up using the computer notes, and I pulled up this policy sheets, but I was actually writing a book, and I wrote a book with my time on the laptop, and I emailed myself the stuff, and I actually released my book about a year ago. I'm an author for financial literacy. So that's how I actually got the push to do it, because I literally couldn't do anything else. They're monitoring me right here. And so I'm like, I'm going to have the policies pulled up. I'm studying, I'm learning, I'm increasing my job skill, you know? And then it got to the point where in my semi-annual review, she told me, she's like, you're just absent-minded. You're not applying yourself. You're doing the bare minimum. You don't want to be here. I'm like, no, I don't. Like, you guys are making a terrible experience for me. So yeah, it's like, if you're not happy in your position, put a plan together, because that's what I did. I literally was like, all right, I'm going to quit when I have this much in my account. And I got that much, and I stood on business. Because if you tell yourself something and you can't trust yourself, then you can't. That's not going to work. No. Your mind and body has to be able to trust each other. It's not about what other people think for you going back on your word. It's about whether your mind can rely on your body to do what you tell it to.
I feel like that's something that a lot of people don't just even conceptualize. It's like, if you can't hold a promise to yourself, you literally don't trust yourself. And subconsciously, like
exactly,
your body feels
subconsciously, your body doubts your mind.
You just live your life. You're second guessing yourself all the time, just because you don't do what you say you're going to do. Mm-hmm. So you don't believe that the things you want to happen will happen. It's like, the more you can stand on what you said you're going to say and do, the more the reality that you believe in your head is even true.
And you're not going to doubt yourself as much. Like, you're going to confide in yourself and be able to fall back on yourself and know that you're doing the right thing because you can trust yourself.
It literally builds self-confidence.
That too. That you can be confident that you know your body's going to do what your brain is telling it to do. I say the gym really helped me get into habit of that. Like just going, and then like you don't want to go the first few times, but then once you go, it's like okay, and then it's like trying to purposely build a momentum. But now it's to the point where I have rest days and I still go to the gym just to psychologically put myself in that consistent and disciplined mindset. But I use ChatGPT and I tell it, I'm like, okay, this is day 6 at the gym, and it's like, all right, you don't need to do a push day, just do a supporting day. Just take it easy. Go stretch. Go walk on a treadmill for 10 minutes. Go use the massage chairs. But I'm showing up. And
sometimes the discipline is the opposite, though, and being disciplined enough to allow yourself to take the break.
Yeah, that's true.
Something I had to learn is that when you're someone who wants to be high output, high performance, you do yourself the disservice of not taking the time to yourself.
Yeah,
and so sometimes the discipline is sitting in the top quiet, like disciplining yourself to do nothing is the new discipline. You feel me? Once you get to a certain level of knowing this is your standard of what you want to do, and then you know you can do it as well. You have the confidence and the capability. Now the discipline is not doing it.
That is true. I say for the gym in that aspect, like if we're talking specifically about that, life happens either way for me. So I don't get to go 7 days a week, even if I wanted to. Like today was my first day back in 7 days. That's like the longest I've gone without going in a while. But yeah, I just had an itinerary. I'm filled up for the week. I can't go. And so like, I feel like I kind of have a healthy mindset with that. But it's, for me, I work so hard and I'm such a high performing person that I forget to eat. I got Jimmy on, he could go all day, like, okay, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. And the next thing I know, it's 9 o'clock at night, and I'm like, oh my God, like, I don't want to make a whole meal and go to sleep on it, like, and I'm like, wake up the next morning, like, oh, I didn't eat, and I'm like, oh, I gotta go, you know, it's like, okay, girl, at what point are you gonna feed yourself? So we're all working on things. I'm currently working on trying to gain weight, as we noted, but the gym helps me gain weight too. People be like, what? Like, why are you going to the gym so much if you're trying to gain weight? But for me, I don't get hungry if I don't work out. And if I work out, I cannot think about anything but food. Like, I will be so rude, unintentionally, just hangry because I need to eat, because I just push my muscles, you know, like, argh. Now you get the bear out of me. I got to eat something. So, yeah. Guys, speaking of snacks. Yay. Do you have something else? We're not a signature girl. Oh, sorry. What are those? What flavor is it? Right? Yeah, I'll do those. Speaking of snacks, personality check. Ooh. Really got him to sort it quicker. I love it. I'd say my goal for the next 6 months is to focus more on getting more visualizers out, since I just dropped the album, and to figure out how to tour internationally. I'm booked for 2 shows this month. Oh! And I have an eyeshadow palette that I'm working with for Naughty and Nice Beauty. And we're getting together, and I'm going to be able to create a custom eyeshadow palette for people. So, like, they could purchase the eyeshadow palette, like makeup palette. So that's really cool. I've never had that before. Yes.
We went to the restroom.
Okay. Oh, we got good drinks too. No way, I want to crush these chips up into the mix. This sounds so good right now with some hot sauce. I'm gonna head out a little bit. It's already almost 4 o'clock, so it's fat. Trying to get there. What time do you have to pick her up? Her? Uber?
comes at like 4:30, so I have to get there before then.
Well, I appreciate you coming
Thank you for having me.
and doing my hair and getting snacks.
Yeah. I don't know how to like color the sugar free. Sugar. Which ones do you want? Either one. You need snack. I'm not sure.
I'll wait.
You sure?
Yeah.
I'm about to head out.
Yeah, that's why she's having me get them out. Right. She's about to leave. It's okay, I'll just put it back.
Send them light. Bring them down the street.
Sleepy, hairy pups.
What am I doing?
I keep looking for my phone. Just like there.
Anyway.
Can I try it? Let's see how it tastes.
Oh, they're cool. You know, it tastes like a cheese.
Said it doesn't.
It tastes like the, what do you call it?
Better pop.
I haven't had those in a bit.
Well, very nice meeting you. Thank you for allowing me to come today.
It's my story podcast.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
So my phone is connected to the studio right now.
My Instagram, I literally just have to download it through another phone and just set it up through another iPad. It was not connected to Wi-Fi, not letting me use. Yeah, finish the download.
Somebody hacked your account.
I possibly.
Interesting.
Strawberry bacon. Tastes like I'm eating spaghetti.
It's not a good flavor.
It's cool. It was the basil. I tasted it before I read it. And I was like, wait, what?
How many grass shakes do I
Sounds like strawberry. I didn't even see the basil part.
It's not bad. It's just,
It's different.
it,
Alright, you guys. Have a nice rest of your day.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. You're the best.
so that's it.
Thank you.
Little snack break. Personality check. I like that. What are those? Nice.
Hot shit.
Oh, that's so creative. That's so cool. You should leave it like that. It's actually really cool.
Look like they're coming down every time.
Wow, that's cool.
Oh, this is the first episode where we didn't drink.
I didn't know we could.
That's what I'm here for. And none of it's open. And yeah.
Oh, okay.
What's your birthday?
It's the sober sake Sunday.
That's what it's looking like.
My birthday is September 23rd.
What's that? The Sagittarius?
First day at Libra.
Libra.
I'm a Virgo Libra cusp.
Let's see. Well, this right here is actually pretty dope. This is 7 Seals whiskey, and this is the first Swiss whiskey in America. Because Switzerland, 1, doesn't really produce whiskey, and then 2, export stuff. This is the first one to ever be imported into America.
Oh.
And like I was telling you earlier, they have regular whiskey. They have like their 4 signature bottles. And then they did this right here, which is a celebratory box, which has a bottle for every zodiac. And with whiskey, part of the color and the flavoring comes from a wood. And so I didn't even know this, but there's a wood associated with each zodiac. So they personalized each one for your birthday.
Oh.
I had to get this set. So you said you're at Libra?
Mm-hmm.
Got some left. And a little baby shot.
Uh-huh.
'Cause I'm trying to make the bottles last.
No, I'm not trying to get drunk either. Okay.
You can get drunk off of one shot. If you do get drunk off of one shot, then no, it's a good thing this wasn't a regular episode.
I don't, but. Cheers to the Libra shot.
Do you drink whiskey? I was gonna say, let me know like what you think about the flavor. It looks like you're telling me what you think about it by your face.
Wow.
Oh, Libra, balance and
It tastes like the smoke from a campfire.
And so yeah, it is smoky for sure.
Yeah.
Balanced and multifaceted with light smoke, slightly creamy. I don't know what the creamy is, and not creamy to me. Hints of mildly spicy cocoa as well as apricot and candy. I got the spicy cocoa. I got the apricot.
I got the smoky.
It's definitely got the smoky. I don't taste no candy, and I'm slightly creamy. Where?
That was kind of. I feel like it's a little harsh to creamy.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know why. Honestly, I think we're just gonna kill this.
Oh.
I want to taste another taste, and there's nothing left in the bottle. So,
okay.
Now that I know what it's supposed to taste like, and that's why I said, do you like whiskey? Because I'm gonna sit here, drop a tip of water in it. I like whiskey.
I usually drink mixed drinks. So, like...
Most pretty girls do.
But I am from the South, so, you know, we do like whiskey tastings and, like...
Whiskey and tea?
Yeah. All the Jack Daniels and all the darks and stuff that they do down there.
I actually wanted to live in Atlanta for a minute.
It's fun. It's like Hollywood, the South.
It wasn't the vibe for me. I don't know. Because like before I moved to even to the West, or not West, LA, I was in Washington, low key.
Excuse me.
But I wasn't there to live. I was there to visit. And then I wanted to move to Atlanta. So I took like 2 or 3 trips out there while I was still visiting Washington. And it just didn't feel
like home.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's how LA was for me at first when I came out here in 2019. Like, it made me, I was like, oh, this doesn't feel like I thought I would in my head.
You feel me? Like, I didn't dislike it.
But it
was just like...
It wasn't that soul yearning.
Yeah.
Feel.
Yeah.
But I still ended up out here anyway, ironically. So...
I mean, you're making it work. Oh, what's some sacrifices you feel like people don't see when looking at you that are part of your journey?
I'm sacrificing a lot as a woman. I can't even think about settling down and having a family. I can't even think about that right now.
You think that's where a lot of people your age are?
From the South? Yeah, they've already done that. You got to think, I'm from the South where there's like not really too much else to do except have a nice family.
I'm from Ohio. All my friends just get married with kids.
Exactly. So you get it. Like, it's kind of only LA right now, like where our people are in a rush. Like, this is the city where most people come out here and like try to.
So you're telling me if I go back home, I'm gonna feel out of place because I don't have kids in a family?
Well, I mean, I'm also a girl, so, you know, I want to be able to cuddle somebody at the end of the day. I want to be able to confide. It sounds nice to, like...
Men like that, you feel me?
But I don't...
I feel what you're saying.
I don't want to be heartbroken. Like, I'm so traditional because I am from the South.
But no, you just said I'm a girl, and then you said I want to be men like cuddling, you know, men like having a partner as well.
Like that.
Well, I'm not saying you did, and I'm not coming at you for it. I just feel like, actually, that's how a lot of people think about it, you feel me?
Yeah.
And it's like, maybe not in the same idea, in the same sense, where, oh, I want to hold my baby, but a man also thinks
wants to be able to be vulnerable, and, that intimacy.
And intimacy in a relationship, a wife and kid, or a significant other. You feel me? Yeah, the idea of family, men want that as well. And I feel like some men, but not all women want it either.
Love with being bachelors, and other women are being hosts.
You think that is really more men who would rather be bachelor life than family?
You're telling me.
I'm asking.
Men in LA.
I'm asking.
Okay, let me ask you. Hold on, let me ask you. Men in LA who have all of these girls who are constantly investing in their looks versus one hookup for the rest of their life, one person for the rest of their life. You don't think, like, I have talked to some men and they say that intimidates them. They don't want to settle yet. They're not ready to settle. They want to go explore and enjoy pretty women. And
how old?
All the way up until 39, ironically. Like, I think the environment has to do with a lot, because these people I were talking to were in Hollywood. But Yeah, I mean, like, but when I go back to the South, I do see people like you're saying, like the men who really do work on being a provider for their home and actually building a home to be able to provide for, and then filling the home. You know?
Is the end goal? Yeah. I feel like I hear exactly what you're saying, and I'm not disagreeing. Literally, I'm asking, but because for me personally, I feel as if I know a lot of people who have the aspiration of wife and kids. Are they actively living like that's the end goal? Variable.
And then the people who think they want that and then keep changing their mind every day because they're scared to commit.
And that goes both sides.
It does.
That's just relationship with human nature.
Yeah, but that's just, I think, why it's hard for people, even though like we can both have the similar goal in mind. Like, you know, like you start dating somebody and they might have the similar goal, but it's different timings. It's different.
That's the part timing.
Yeah. I'm trying to learn how to I'm learning how to accept healthy boundaries.
Yeah.
Because I was telling you earlier in the podcast, like that abandonment comes up and I'll start to feel rejected. And I'm like, literally, they're just taking a nap. They're not. Like, they're not mad at me. They don't think I'm a terrible person.
Just because someone needs space.
They just need space. But I'm over here like, I want to be in your skin. Like, I need to, like, be under your arms all the time. Like, why aren't you hugging me all the time? It's like, girl, like, you don't need to crash and burn everything down just because it's not on your timing.
Right. And I was just about to say, with being, like, partner relationship based, we have to realize, like, all right, this is what I want right now, but what does the other person want? And this is what will make me feel better. But how do they even feel? And
do I even know them enough to give them the freedom to be themselves? Or am I coming up with what I expect them to be in my head based off of the relationship role
that we've had so
wanting them to play? Or that I want them to play? Like, if I'm interested in somebody and we're talking and I'm like, all right, we've been talking real nice for a week now. You should be asking me to be your girlfriend. You should be messing with nobody else, you know? But it's like, in that person's head, they're not even seeing it like that. They're like, no, I need a little bit more time to fill you out. But then now you're over here acting some type of way because this person's not acting how you expect them to act. And now you're disappointed. But you don't even know this person. You're literally filling in what you have had from previous experiences and putting a pressure on somebody. You haven't even gotten to know them. Like, you might think that they like roses because your last person liked roses, but they might prefer lilies. And you don't even know that.
We'll start imposing what they would have done or how they would behave. Like, I know that when I'm single,
dripping just like sake. Tell them back about me. All about my cheese, cheddar, mozzarella, broccoli. That mean I be eating. Really catch me tweaking. Know that I be working, baby, even on the weekend.